What do you do for fun? What do you do to allow yourself to be creative and to separate, your normal self from your academic self?
Yeah, I think for me that's something I had to learn over time. So like you said, now I play music and stuff like that, but that wasn't something I was always doing. So I think during first year, just like with a lot of first years, you think, and especially for a lot of African students or black students in general, there's an added pressure, like, what are you coming for to do at uni? You're here to learn, you're here to read your books, keep the main thing, and we think, in our heads, that means we have to be doing uni every single day and reading every single day and not making time for other things and that kind of stuff. So I definitely fell into that mindset, definitely first year. And then I burnt out toward the end of it and I was like, never again. So I started to, so I didn't, I always felt that I was quite boring as a person. I never really had extracurricular things. I never played the violin. I never played any sports, like literally any sports. I never, did the typical things that people would say, is an extracurricular activity. I just played video games, which I don't want to be sitting here talking about video games for 2 hours. Like that's just it can be very, very boring. But one way that the time in my life where I really learned to do other things and fall in love with other things was when, and I'm not trying to get too deep here, but so when I found, myself having a lot of time to myself when I was single this year and having to, go through a period where you have to like fall in love with yourself and all those sort of things, right? So for me, during that period, I needed to find something to me that made me feel happy. And one of that is music, right? So I've always been somebody that listened to a lot of music. And, there was a period in second year actually that I used to play quite a lot, make quite a lot of playlists. And I did some for a few parties that we did and they were good. But I always asked myself, like, this thing, a lot of my friends during uni, they were starting clothing brands and having a lot of side hustles, whether it's making food, baking, DJing, whatever. And I used to look at myself, I was like, what the hell is my side hustle? Like, what on earth do I want to, like, can I say that I can do and I can commercialize and I can make money out of? And I used to like literally beat myself up over it. Like, how come I have no side hustle or no thing that, is different that people do? Because you see a lot of people starting businesses around you. And, Jordan, you were telling me this before. So obviously in the first season of this podcast, you wanted to get a lot of the entrepreneurs on the podcast. And I've never really classed myself as an entrepreneur. Like I've never, ever had an idea of starting a business or, something that's serious, right? I've never had an idea of, I can take this little thing that I'm good at and make money from it or widen my audience. So it was definitely very, very difficult for me to pick something. But with music, I think for me, it was just obviously I have a lot of love for different genres. And, I just had to start by saying, okay, I love listening to music. Let me try playing it properly, right? So I've had a guitar before. I think the first guitar I ever got was like when I was age 12. Never really played it. Then I got to like age 16 and I got another one. People just buying me stuff that I never played. Like you have a guitar. Do you even know what a G chord is, bro? Like, do you even know what an A chord is? Like,
what's a guitar?
I used to see his guitar in his room. I was like, I might steal it one day, just thinking you'd never notice. And I said there was one time I did. I took it from a room and I kept it in my room. Can you remember? Yeah, for months. And yeah, like for me, so I made the conscious decision that, okay, I like listening to music. I like playing music. Let me actually invest in it. And I went down to a store and I bought a really nice guitar. And I made an investment. So the guitar was quite expensive. Well, it was like intermediate. So it was like And this is the thing, I didn't even realize how expensive guitars were until I went to try and buy one by myself. I was always given one, and I was like, okay, no wonder people want me to play this thing, because it's actually expensive to buy these.
Right.
So I bought one that was like, I think it was like £400 at the time. And I was like, okay, if I'm making this investment to buy a guitar now I have to play. Like, there is no excuse to leave it to rot like with the other ones. So yeah, like every day. And once I had so much time for myself, it was just about learning every day. And I remember I set myself a goal to play a cultural showcase that we had. So I bought the guitar, I think October, November, and the showcase we had was in March. So I said, I have 5 months to learn, or 3-4 months to learn how to play this thing and be ready for the showcase. And eventually I was able to invite my friends, and people were able to hear me play as part of a band. And that to me was like a recognition of just coming so far and learning how to do it and learning how to play. Because it's hard. It's really hard to learn how to play an instrument. But then you have to enjoy the process. You have to enjoy learning it, because if you don't enjoy learning, you won't enjoy playing, because you're always all the time, even when you are playing. And then since then, because I realized, okay, I've come so far, I'm doing well, let me keep going. I started posting stuff on my Instagram page, and I don't even do it to get like views and likes. Obviously, I do want my friends to like comment here and there and like it.
Yeah.
I messaged a few of them. I was like, guys, come on, man, support your boy. I can't be putting this and getting 10 likes. You know what I mean? Like, come on. But then one thing I started doing my, I forgot that with Instagram you can hashtag, so then other people can see it. So I started doing that, and then I didn't need to ask anyone to support it anymore. But then, the reason I post is not because I want to impress people, because look, there are so many far better players than me. And I get this thing where every time I post, like literally 10 seconds after I post, I'm like, this is dog, like this is rubbish. I shouldn't have posted. And there's some that I've posted and deleted before anyone even got to see them. But I've stopped doing that, because I've realized it's about documenting my progress and seeing where I was at the start, when I didn't know scales, I didn't really know chords, I didn't know progressions. But now I can play songs. Now I'm getting better with my speed, right? So I don't post it for other people. I actually post it for myself. Obviously, you want recognition and you want people to say, "Oh, well done, this sounds good," just so that you feel like you're doing something right. But the main thing is just to see how far I'm going. So, and then now I've got to a stage where it's like, okay, I enjoy playing guitar, but one thing that has always been the wider goal is to take that further and make music, like make actual music, not just making covers, but make actual music, make, beats and stuff like that. So I bought a MIDI keyboard. I've been using that with GarageBand. I'm going to get FL Studio soon, or Ableton, and actually start making beats. Because you don't believe me now, but I promise you, I feel like I was put on this earth to make beats.
I hear that.
It's engineering thing. I was put on this earth to make beats,
Not so cool, man, bro.
So eventually, that's where I want to get to. I want to be somebody that can, go on, make a few tracks. I might never do anything. I might just put it on SoundCloud or just keep it to myself. But, I do like, I want to be able to make music eventually. So that's one thing that's been a side hobby. Another thing has been cycling and getting fit and trying to be fit. So I bought a bike this year as well. Trying to get fit, exercise, and then I bought another bike just a few weeks ago. That's a lighter road bike, and that's one thing I've been doing as well, just to keep fit and keep myself busy. Because now I'm in a period where between now and March, I'm not working, so it's really about just doing me, like just actually finding things rather than just sitting down and playing Xbox all day. Actually finding things that I can do in my spare time. And another thing that for me really, I guess, saved my life, or like just helped me be more comfortable and improve my mental health, was basketball, right? So if you follow me on social media pages, you'll see that the thing I talk about really is basketball. Maybe it's boring, and I understand that I think I do need to actually make another Instagram page because I do want to make my own podcast for it and my own content for it. That's one thing I've been thinking of doing. But again, basketball, watching it, understanding X and O's, that's one thing that I've been doing quite well over the past few months. So as a student, yeah, I guess the advice is just really when you're setting about trying to find what works for you, don't try and imitate what your friends are doing, because that was one thing that I guess was my stumbling block. Because I saw my friends were entrepreneurs, I was thinking, I need to be an entrepreneur. If my friends are starting clothing brands, I'm thinking I need to start a clothing brand. But that's the thing. Like, that's just not my lane. Like, I'm not a fashion guy, right? I don't see many of my friends making music. So that can be something that's for me, right? Like basketball, like that's nothing I don't see any of my friends doing. And that's for me, right? So you have to understand that there is your own lane, whatever it is in life. You're going to find your own lane, whether it's, if you're a girl listening to this and, you want to be a nail tech, or you want to do lashes, or you want to be an MUA, or you want to, whatever you want to do, like whatever, if you want to make music, whatever, because with girls and guys, our tendency is just to see, oh, this is what my girls are doing, this is what my guys are doing, I need to copy them as well. But you just might not be good at it. Like, if I wanted to make clothing, I would make the worst clothes ever. Like, I would mix the worst colors ever. And if my friends wanted to make music, they'd probably make the worst music ever. That's what, right? So you have to find whatever it is that makes yourself, love yourself, and what makes you, and you don't have to be good at it. And that's the thing. You don't have to be good at it when you start. You just have to be at a point where when you're doing it and when you're trying it, you actually enjoy the process of doing it.
It's kind of about finding your own lane and finding, like, I guess what gives you energy, what makes you feel good.
Yeah, man. What's yours, Jordan? This podcast?
Come on. This podcast and first year, man, that's all I enjoy.
Oh my days. Now, trust me, when I start my own basketball podcast, people will know, because I've learned so much lately, and I don't know why I haven't done that. I just keep putting it on my own page, but I think I need to create another Instagram page. I'll probably do it just after this podcast now.
Subtle plug.
Right.
I'm trying to see you and Josh on a podcast.
On a basketball podcast?
Yeah, if you should do it. You should do like a NBA 2K one where you sit down and play and talk at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it just wouldn't be that fun when I'm just beating him all the time.
Not to him.